Feels great, to be honest. You know, it's similar to I felt, you know, I think it was 11 years ago. Excited about obviously the challenge and the prospect of being the senior national team men's manager again. And you know, like anything, nervous, a little bit apprehensive of all those emotions, but you know, it's nice getting back in here today. Obviously it's been a long time, or it seems like a long time since I was last here, so delighted with the opportunity. My last contract, I think I signed, was a 6-year deal, so had I stayed in that, I'd still be under contract probably at this minute in time, but I think it was important to show that level of commitment. I think the association have obviously done that, and you know, I just felt that having had 3 years in the club game, that you know, this was the right opportunity, and you know, I wanted to do it in a very similar way to how I did it initially in the first period in charge. Managing expectations is everything for the fans, for the players. You know, we want to have that expectation. It's a good thing. I think it gives us a vision and a goal to strive for as well. And we have a lot of good memories together. We have some bad memories together. We had some difficult times as well. You can never shy away from them. And those are the times that, you know, sometimes you have to go through to make you stronger as a group of players and a team and as an association as well. So, you know, I think the key thing is that when we're successful, I think we have a group of players, a management team, an association, and most importantly a group of supporters that are all aligned and you know, singing with one voice, so to speak. So I think that that'll be key, I think, in the progress that we can make going forward. When I saw the draw, and I've seen a lot of the comments around it, Finland, Slovenia, Kazakhstan, for example, will see it as a real opportunity for them to qualify as well. So I think it'll be a very competitive group, but there's an opportunity there, there's no doubt about that. When I left, first of all, you know, one of the key things for me in the negotiation with Stoke City at the time was that I would be able to take the playoff game. Had that not been agreed to, I possibly wouldn't have you know, proceeded with that opportunity, and that was granted, but unfortunately COVID put an end to that and I had to step aside. So it wasn't the way I would have wanted to leave, but you know, COVID had made things difficult for everyone. There's two parts to this job. There's the initial campaign of 2024, which is the Euros, and then there's what develops off the back of that. You know, will we manage to keep the senior players on board, for example, or is there a rebuilding process at that point in time as well? So there's a few aspects in terms of the job at hand, but I think that, you know, certainly I look at the opportunity ahead, and I do feel that there is a little bit of unfinished business, yes. But certainly when I look at the experience I've had over the 8 years with Northern Ireland and the 3 years that I've had at Stoke, I'm certainly, I think, better equipped for this job now than I was initially when I came in, I think, in 2012. So hopefully you're getting a better version of me. I think the big thing is to get around the players. I know a lot of the players are still involved from my time, you know, obviously, and they're 3 years older. There's some of them at different stages of their career, so I think, you know, it's up to me to reform that relationship with those players. With the new younger players that have emerged in the squad, I was aware of them and knew them through the 21s, or even younger, the 19s. So it'll be forming a relationship with them, because they're going to be extremely important, not just in the initial campaign, but obviously going forward as well. And it's about putting the right backroom staff in place as well. You know, we had a really strong way of working and a consistent way of working in the past, and I want to get back to that. And you need to listen to your senior players as an international manager, because ultimately, you know, they've been the backbone of this side over the past decade, and will continue to be so, hopefully, you know, going forward as well. Whilst I don't have the joy, or the luxury rather, of having the players, you know, we have to go into a game in March with 3 days preparation. We won't have obviously any international friendlies in that period. A lot of work will have to be done off the pitch, and that's where the focus will be. I think a real sense of satisfaction when a player you bring in progresses quite quickly through your 21s and into your senior international squad, and you know, that's what we need. We're going to need that going forward. That there has to be a supply of players, and we have to either develop them or we have to find them, and you know, that'll be, you know, a big challenge for everyone going forward. I think with the player pool we have, we would be foolish to you know, write off anyone at this minute in time. But it is, your international career is very much dependent on, I think, the success of your club career as well. So, but those conversations with players, you know, for example, Liam Boyce and Michael Smith, I know haven't been part of the squad in recent times. Those are conversations that I'll have, and ultimately, you know, the decision is down to the players. You know, international football is. It's a great honour, but it's a big commitment for players as well. And as I said previously, they're at different stages of their careers, maybe family situations, but the door's open for everyone, because I think, you know, most of those players I've worked with, and you know, if possible, I'd like the opportunity to work with them again. COVID was, I think, difficult for. It was difficult for football in general, playing back in empty stadiums. I felt that as a time as a club manager. I think it would have been even more difficult for Ian and the lads as international players, and the difficulties around travel and everything. It was a bit of a surreal period to try and complete international games as well. But there's no doubt that, you know, without the fans, particularly here at home, obviously, there's something missing from the game. You know, I remember watching the playoff game back and thinking how different it would have been with a capacity crowd here in the National Football Stadium, and that's something that we need throughout the campaign. You know, the 5 games at home in every campaign will be extremely difficult. I think that in the last 3 campaigns that I had, our home form was everything. We had big results here and important clean sheets. We had a real desire not to be beaten here at home, and found ways to win games late as well. So all of those things, I think, you need the assistance of the fans in the stadium, and I'm really looking forward to March, because I think, you know, the players will react to that again. And as I've always said, you know, the players will feed off the crowd, but they have to give the crowd something. They have to give them, you know, that real heart and that real belief, and you know, that's what we'll be aiming to put on the pitch come March. I think the important thing is just to embrace the challenge that lies ahead, and that's what I intend to do. Thank you.